gosh, step one tomorrow. I don't know what to do. Freaking out, scared to death. How do I prepare for this day? I don't know. I was just like you, scared to death of step one on the day of the exam, but stay tuned. I'll tell you what I did and how I remained calm throughout the step day process, all right? All right, guys, to be honest, I was gonna do this video in the gym, but got way too distracted and it was messing up my workout. So I'm gonna record this again later and you'll see that version of it. All right, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so now it's time for me to give you guys some step prep tips. So I'm only gonna be doing from about 8 days out until the actual exam. Okay, but before I do that, if you guys haven't watched my other video, Stop Studying for Step 1, I recommend that you guys do right now. So if you want, I'll link it right here and you guys can check that video out before you watch this one. I know you probably won't, but I highly recommend it. Okay, so now to get started. So 8 days out. Okay, so what I did 8 days out is I took 2 MBMEs and I took these back to back and I simulated exactly what the regular exam would be like. Okay, and so I took them one MBME and then I took the other. I took the same breaks I would normally would. I ate the exact things I was going to on test day. I did the exact same thing I was going to do on exam day. Okay, and from now, as you guys have been studying for the past 2 months, you guys should know what foods to eat, what makes you have energy, what makes you tired, when to take breaks, when not to take breaks. You guys should already know all this, okay? So on exam day, it should just be second nature, okay? But we want to make sure of that this week, okay? So these last 7 days, so after I took those 2 MBMEs, these last 7 days, I really cut my studying back. So instead of studying the 12 or 13 hours I cut it back to 8 hours, okay? So I'd study from 9:30 to 5:30. Why? Well, because that's the exact same hours that I was going to be in the exam. So I wanted to make sure that my brain was completely stimulated those 8 hours hardcore. Okay, I was doing tons of questions, probably 150 questions a day, and then just doing touching up. You know, do a couple things I didn't know very well. I made sure to hammer those topics that I could never get stuck in my head. Okay, one recommendation: biostats. There's a lot more on the exam on that than what I had ever expected. So I would definitely make sure to be studying some biostats. From there, okay, so let's fast forward to 1 day before the exam. Okay, so 1 day before the exam, again, I want to make sure it's exactly like exam day. Okay, except for this day, I didn't hardly study at all. Okay, so I woke up, I Bible studied and drank 1 cup of coffee. This is just my regular routine that I've been doing for 2 months. I'd go run a couple of miles, and then I'd come back, I'd have another cup of coffee with my 100 grams of oatmeal and 2 scoops of protein powder. Okay, and then from there I did 2 blocks of questions. I started at 9:30 and just did 2 blocks of questions. After 1 block, took a 5-minute break and then did another block. And why? It's because that's exactly the same thing I was going to do on exam day. Okay, and after that I just relaxed. I Bible studied, I talked to my beautiful fiance, I talked to my family, and just relaxed. I did whatever I needed to do to make sure I was ready for the exam the next day. Okay, so now I went to bed at about 10 o'clock, slept very soundly, and I was just super ready for the next day. And then I woke up and it was exam day. This day is the day that you guys should not be afraid of. If anything, you should be ecstatic. You should be jacked. Just so excited that you are about to take another step up on this ladder of accomplishing your dreams. Another step up to becoming a doctor. Another step to getting to serve people. Another step to changing lives. This should be a very, very, very exciting day. Okay, so right now, in the name of Jesus, I rebuke any fear that you guys may have or any anxiety that you guys may have. Okay, so what did I do? I did the exact same thing. I woke up, I drank my coffee, I Bible studied, I went to the gym, ran a couple miles, came back, drank another cup of coffee. I ate 100 grams of oatmeal with 2 scoops of protein powder. And then from there, I went to the exam center, got all checked in, did a little prayer, and I memorized, let me look at my notes. So right now what I'm looking at is I made about a 9-page document of step prep tips. Okay, so it pretty much covers everything I did. So if you want that, shoot me an email, comment, whatever, I'll send it to you, okay? That's what it looks like. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, I memorized Proverbs 21:30 through 31. And honestly, I quoted this throughout the whole exam. If a question came up and I didn't know it, quoted this verse, okay? And so it helped me a ton. All right, so now for the actual exam day. When you get in there, skip the tutorial. That's going to give you an extra 15-minute break, which you may need. I honestly didn't, but you may need it. Okay, so just have that ready. Did block 1. After block 1, I went and took a 5-minute break. Okay, so just quick advice on this break. Make sure to make it choppy. Okay, and why is because you have to check in and check out. They're going to make you check all your pockets. They're going to scan you. They're going to do all that. Okay, so just make sure to make it quick and make sure you have the time to take these breaks. Okay, but don't be running around going nuts. Stay calm. You don't want to create any extra anxiety. Okay. So second block came around, did it, went outside, took a 5-minute break, and ate some sort of carbohydrates. For me, it was a little bit of oatmeal. Okay, I think, I ate a small source of carbs, which for me it was oatmeal, probably mixed with a little protein. And then I came back, did block 3, took a 5-minute break, went back, did block 4, and block 4 is when I took a 10-minute break. Okay, here's where I ate my lunch. I ate 4 ounces of chicken, some sweet potatoes, and a granola bar. Okay, and again, this is on an individual basis. Whatever it is for you that you have found gives you energy, by all means do it. Okay, but I would recommend some source of carbs, maybe some peanuts for some good fats, different things like that. Okay, and then I did block 5, took a 5-minute break, 6 5-minute break, and then finished strong on block 7. Okay, and then you should be ecstatic after this because you just finished step 1. Okay, and after this, try not to worry about this exam again. Okay, so just a couple other things is caffeine. People say, should I take caffeine? Should I not? Well, I don't know. Have you been using caffeine while you study? If you have been, then I'd say yes. Do not just not take caffeine just because. Okay, if you've been using it, use it. I brought an energy drink just in case I needed it, but man, I did not need it. My adrenaline was going crazy. You know, if you could think about it, if you could see a picture of your dream and it's right in your viewpoint, you know, you're not going to need anything. Your adrenaline's going to be going so crazy. You're going to be so jacked that you shouldn't get tired. I know some people do, but man, I was so excited to be taking this step towards accomplishing my dreams. I didn't need any caffeine. So you probably won't either, but who knows. Okay, so that's pretty much what I did on exam day. I hope this helps. Just some encouraging points is, guys, step 1 is not everything. I know our lives has designed it to be everything for the past 2.5 years, but this exam is not everything. And if it is, there's probably a bigger picture that we need to be looking at. Okay, so for anyone watching this video, I hope and I pray for you guys, and I pray that you have not made this exam your whole life, because there's a much bigger picture than this exam. See, when we get to heaven one day, God's not going to ask us, Tommy, did you pass step 1? And that's not what he's going to ask. If he was to ask anything, I think he'd say, Tommy, did you glorify me every day that you were studying? Did you rejoice in your hardships? Did you rejoice and find contentment in me in your failures? Did you rejoice when you succeeded? Did you rejoice when studying was easy? Did you rejoice when studying was hard? Tommy, did you spread my name to every person that you came in contact with while you were studying? See, step 1 is not everything. We make it be everything while we're studying for it, but there's a much bigger picture at hand. Okay, so I hope you guys take this advice, and I hope you guys see the bigger picture of things. Okay, I love each of you dearly, and please know that I'm here for you. If you guys have any questions, any comments, if I didn't cover something that you'd like me to, just let me know, and I'll include it in another video. All right. I love you guys, and I'm so beyond excited that you guys are about to be taking this step towards accomplishing your dreams too. And remember, it's not about that score, but it's about the people you're going to serve one day. Have a good one.